Jay Graham trying to show what they got at the NBA Combine. We're on the west side of Chicago at the Quest Multi-Sport Arena. 2 scrimmages coming your way today, and we've got all the Combine coverage coming your way. Jay Billis tried to take my job. He lost. Mike Schmitz is back up on the set, and Mo Bamba. In case you guys are wondering, he was born in Harlem. His wingspan is 7'10", and there's a song named after you by Shaq West. We will get to that in a second. First, Jay Will couldn't be with us here today, but he did leave some next-level notes about Mo Bamba.
Bamba clears it, goes back, and throws it down. Come on, party. Ince turns inside. Mo blocked the shot. Odiasi got it back. Mo blocked it again. Driving down the lane of Bamba. Swats it into tomorrow.
I'm Jay Williams, and this is The Next Level with Mohamed Bamba. Hey, bartender, I'll take a Mo Bamba, please. You don't know how to make that? Don't worry, I can explain. It's a splash of Rudy Gobert, a hit of Dikembe Mutombo, and just a dabble of Andre Drummond. Shaking, not stir, please. Let me explain. Just like Dikembe and Gobert, he always seems to be at the right place at the right time to erase defensive mistakes. His speed combined with great agility allows him to recover, and I mean recover fast. When I played, I didn't care about who was guarding me. The only guy that mattered was the big that would be hedging or switching on me involved in the P&R. That's a pick and roll. 99% of the bigs can't stay with guards. They didn't have a chance. But we're talking about the 1% people. His feet are too good, and even if you do get by him, he can still block your shot with that 7-foot, 9.5-inch wingspan looming behind you. It's like a 747 trailing you every play or waiting for you in the paint. It doesn't matter. Floaters, Euro steps, jellying, or even trying to power the ball through. He's gonna block your shot. His timing is too good, and even if it is off, he can still recover and make a spectacular defensive block. That's if you play against him. Now imagine if he's on your team. That allows you to gamble even more with the ball pressure and playing passing lanes because his help and recover is off the charts. Hear me when I say this. Mo Bamba will one day be the first team all-defensive player as his game goes to the next level.
All right, thanks, Jay Will. He's right now enjoying his honeymoon. He's probably crushing Mo Bamba cocktails. Now that we know how to make them, we can make them for him when he comes back. You said we need to update our graphic? It said 7, 9.5 or something like that?
Yeah, that's wrong.
7-foot, 10-inch wingspan. Walk us through what this whole process has been for you, the draft process.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I'm about 8 weeks into pre-draft work, which gives me a head start in front of most of my peers. And I've been working really hard, doing 2-a-days and a lift in between, and getting PT and taking care of my body as much as possible.
What have you been working on most? What have scouts and others told you that you need to improve upon as you go into the draft?
Well, there's many things to work on, and that's what makes me unique. But 3 things that I've been really, putting emphasis on is, 1, my jump shot. My shooting mechanics are totally different than they were at my time at Texas. 2, my mid-post game, and 3, my low-post game. Just getting familiar with the footwork and the spacing of the NBA.
What have you changed with your shooting mechanics?
Oh, everything. I've changed things as far as my lowering my shooting pocket, jumping forward, keeping my elbow out instead of tucked in. Mechanics are really coming a long way.
That's right.
And Mo, I know you told me you've done 13 interviews so far. You don't always see that from a prospect who's maybe going to go top 3, top 5. Why the decision to do so many interviews?
I just wanted to get a feel for everyone. The same way how they interviewed me is the same way how I kind of wanted to interview them and get as much information and personnel info as possible.
If you had to guess, who do you think would be the best candidate to interview in this entire draft process? It's him. Mo, seriously. Every time I've ever sat down or had a conversation with you, blown, like mind blown. When you kind of think about what's going on for these guys behind you, and you've kind of been with them a lot over the course of the last 8 weeks, what do you think that they have going on in their heads as they're trying to perform at the Combine? Yeah, they
have a lot going on in their heads. I've been talking to some of these guys, just getting a feel for their time at their different schools, and it's a stressful week. And then you add playing, and you add interviews, and you add all of the photo shoots and everything, and it's pretty stressful. And it's a unique time for us, though.
Mike, do you compare Mo to Rudy Gobert? Is that a fair comparison, you think?
What I've always said is, if everything hits for you, it's Rudy Gobert with the jump shot. I think we've seen kind of your altered shooting mechanics through some video that, your trainer Drew Hanlon has sent over. And I think you have that ability defensively on the glass as a rim protector, a lob catcher, 7'10" wingspan. What I love about Rudy is his rim protection, weak side rim protector. He has excellent awareness. Watch how he reacts to the cutter, explodes off 2 feet with verticality, and uses his 7'9" wingspan with the left hand too. A lot of the best shot blockers in the NBA use that left hand, and here's you as well, loading off that 2 feet, left hand, get skinny, pin it against the glass. Really impressive mechanics and timing. And then I like your ball screen play as well. You know, Rudy's more of a drop guy, I think, than you, but he does a great job of baiting these guards into shots at the rim and then alters them barely without having to leave his feet. You can do the same thing. I think you can switch as well, but, you know, here you are really not even having to leave your feet, use that left hand, pin it against the glass. And then on the glass, I really like what Rudy can do, just keeping plays alive in traffic. He has that huge reach, getting his team extra possessions. I like your ability to do that as well on the glass. Here are 4 guys, you're in a crowd with the tip out. I know you've added all these different things to your game, and you're great. You know, you've added mid-post stuff, and you can space the floor, but I think it's these little things as a rim protector, as a rebounder, as a pick-and-roll defender, where early in your career, you're going to be able to have a huge impact, and you don't see that from every big in this draft because they don't have your instincts and your measurables.
Yeah.
What comparisons have you drawn, or do you think that you compare to of guys that are in the league right now?
I try to steal things from as many people as possible. So I've been watching Rudy, I've been watching Clint, I've been watching guys who are more developed on the offensive end, and I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people with how much feel I have on the offensive end.
And you're going to step into the NBA right away and have the longest wingspan in the NBA. You can see some of the names here with Rudy Gobert, Jasana Diop, Eddie Curry, Brendan Haywood. 7'10" is definitely atop the list, and then your agility and some of those skills that you've added to your game. So to me, I've always said that Mo is the most intriguing prospect in this draft.
Yeah, it would be the longest wingspan of any first-round pick that we've ever had, so you could walk away with that for sure.
Yeah.
Jay, you've always talked about the strength of this draft class are the bigs. How do you think that bigs are evolving in the game? I mean, because all of you guys kind of seem like you're cut from some of the same cloths in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're seeing an uptick in guys who are stepping out and shooting it and making plays at the 5 spot. You see guys like JoJo, he's really able to put the, in that delay area, he mastered the delay area. His shot fake, one dribble, and get to the rim. And you'll see this more and more as the game sort of, that's the position that the game is going in.
You know, Mo, one of the things that I've always been impressed with you since I first met you like four or 5 years ago was your maturity level and how smart you are, and you have interests outside of basketball. You have a lot of off-court interests. When you talk with NBA teams, does that mitigate in your favor, or would they rather that you were a guy that concentrated solely on basketball and didn't have all these outside interests?
Well, I feel as if everyone knows what I'm interested in already, and now they want to get to the purely the basketball part of it. And I state a really good case for anything.
And Mo, I know you've spent some time around Joel Embiid, I think around Kevin Garnett as well. What was that time like for you? And maybe with each guy, what's one thing that you took away?
It was crazy. KG brings an energy that I've never seen before. I've seen one person that kind of reminds me of him. I see a little Matthew McConaughey in him.
That's a great mix. McConaughey and KG, got it.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good friends. They know each other. But I told McConaughey that KG was the basketball version of him, and they just bring a different energy. When you're talking to them, it's not like any other conversation that you ever had in your life. But it's pretty cool.
You said that Embiid gave you the cheat codes when you went and trained with him a little bit in between games. So what did you learn from Joel?
He told me his little trick about shot fakes and drawing a lot of fouls, and I thought that was really interesting.
All right, well, Mo Bamba, he is working on his game. He's a potential first-round draft pick, and it's 7'10". Get it right. That's the wingspan, okay? His fingernails grew.